Hello, I'm Doris with a D, and here we are at SoFloDining. Thank you for joining us one more time. Today, we are in Lighthouse Point, and we are at the chef's table with Chef Dan, Kat, and
Hi.
Dan. And we are at Byte and Coffee. And
Welcome, Doris.
Oh,
welcome,
Thank you.
Chef Dan.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I have a quick question. How did you guys find yourself in the hospitality industry?
That's a very interesting question. Both Dan and I are from very different industries. I'm an Australian lawyer. Dan is all IT and cybersecurity. We came to Florida to be closer to Dan's mum and dad because they live in Florida. And so we then went, well, what do we do? And we thought, a coffee shop. And Daniel, not Chef Dan, but this Dan,
Your Dan.
my dad wanted to open a coffee shop. That was his dream. So that's how we found ourselves in Florida with a coffee shop.
And how long have you been in business?
We have been open now 9 months. So almost 10 months. So not very long, generally speaking, but long enough to appreciate every minute of the day.
Have you always been in this location, or do you have another?
No, we've always been in this location. So Dan found this location by pure accident, but we loved it the minute we saw it, and we love the community. It reminds us of Melbourne and the community where we were living, so it kind of has that home feel, so that sort of made our mind up very quickly about where we wanted to be.
Yes? Okay. Okay, it looks like it. So what style of food do you serve?
Okay, we do very much Aussie style of food and presentation, though we do have empanadas, which are not Aussie.
I know you have something I saw Tuckers.
Yeah, we have, which is, a tucker is a word in Australia, is a slang word for food. So we do handheld pies, we do sausage rolls, we have a range of pies. Originally, the first pies in Australia were just beef, and then they branched out to other flavours, and we have now lamb, chicken and mushroom, beef and mushroom, pepper steak. Our pies are not made here, they're made in LA by Aussie Pies and Sausages, who's run by JJ, so hi to JJ.
JJ.
And he ships them out to us whenever we put in an order, and so we get them priority delivered, so next day delivery from LA. So same day sometimes. So we have a really good relationship with JJ, and we get what we need, and he makes them typical Aussie pies. So
Not Americanized.
Not Americanized.
Okay.
And in South Florida, I think we're the only people that carry pies, except for up in St. Augustine, the Kookaburra they make their own there. So there's another cafe up north that does them. So that's it in terms of those.
That's a tucker.
What is your best seller?
Oh, a lot of people ask us in terms of the pies, classic beef. In terms of our other offerings, the brekkie bun, the Tuscan bow are probably two. Big breakfast has become popular, and our crepes, I guess.
Oh, wait.
Tuscan bow.
Oh, what's that?
Okay, it's a bread that's been hollowed out, and it has egg in it and cheese, and we grill it, and then we serve it with bacon, and we serve it with tomato, and people like that for breakfast.
Wow, that sounds awesome.
And very good. You'll need to try some.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love talking about food, obviously. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here, right?
No.
But what
Nice.
is your favorite food?
My favorite
Like comfort food.
Yeah, like
comfort
a comfort
food
food
for
yeah.
me. I'm not a sweet person, so I'm a savory person. So I like
I thought
anything.
you were sweet.
Thank you. I don't like sweets a lot. So people always say to me, how do you just walk past all the sweets? And I don't. That's Danny's weakness in
Yes,
life.
that's
is sweets.
Danny's weakness. Exactly. The sweetness.
Love sugar.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
sweet. And we try to make sure that our sweets don't have a lot of sugar, so we cut back on the sugar. The ones that we make in-house, we cut back on the sugar. The ones that we buy in, we make sure that the suppliers also know that we don't want them to be super sweet. So we tried, I think too many sweets is not good for you. And for me, savoury, so I love like the classic beef. I love our open sandwich with the smoked salmon.
Sorrento sauce.
Yeah, so we have that.
That's very popular.
That's popular and we like that. What else do what's my favourite when I eat?
Here,
Yeah. Anything. I'll just whatever's going. Because I will normally eat on the run, which is probably not a good thing, but I don't know, Chef Dan. You
Yes.
know,
Yeah,
right?
Oh yeah.
When-
Eat when you can.
Yeah.
That's it.
You don't sit down and have
If
a
it works
meal
for
when
you.
you're working in a kitchen. It just
It's-
doesn't happen.
She'll well, she's used to it now, but she used to go like, "What are you doing?" I have a piece of pizza sitting there for 20 minutes, and I'll grab it. Or I just grab it out of the refrigerator and eat.
Yeah.
You're not going to heat that up.
Yeah.
I'm used to having it
Yeah, the mama
when
in
I
me
can.
wants to heat it up. He just wants to eat on the run, which
Yeah,
I
and-
get now.
I get that, and I will have Max, who's one of our baristas. I'll have him make me a coffee when there's a lull, and I say, Max, can you make me a coffee now? And the minute he's just finished making it, he puts it down in front of me. You'll know that a group of people will walk in, and it's cold by
Right.
the time you have it. But you have it because
You'll have
you're
it, right.
used to having it that way.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's the same with eating. We just, I'll grab a piece of bread sometimes as I'm walking away to do something else, and that'll do for now.
And I think you mentioned the beverages, the sodas too.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I was going to go into the adults area,
On the-
but not yet. I was going to ask you, why is it that food gives you comfort?
Because it reminds me of home, I guess.
Okay.
It reminds me of my childhood growing up. Growing up, I think we were more inclined to have very simplistic food, and I think we got reverting back to simple foods, raw foods. I think that seems to be the big push now. People want to get back to the basics rather than all the toppings and all the things that then you're not quite sure what you're eating, so it's disguised in amongst everything else. If I have tomato, I want to taste tomato. If I have bacon, I want to taste the bacon and the flavour and the smokiness of it. I know we talk about food as something that's tangible as well as something that you visually is appealing.
Right.
For me, it's kind of like a love affair with my food.
That's
My goodness,
That's
yes.
something,
Yes.
that's something like we primarily do Broward County, Fort Lauderdale, this area, but like I don't like to go to certain other areas because I call the food pretty much what you said, but I call it pretentious.
And it can be. It can
right.
be. It can be overdone, and without being mean to anyone that likes those sort of styles. That's courses for courses.
Right.
Pick and choose what you like. I like to be able to identify what I'm eating.
Exactly.
And to taste the flavour.
No,
Like,
and that's-
And to be able to pronounce
the
it.
same
And
like
pronounce
you
it
said,
too.
Like you use bacon.
Yeah.
Okay, so you like really good bacon, right?
Yeah.
But like we'll go to some places and they'll have yak cured bacon smoked with hickory from the mountains of whatever, blah blah blah. Yeah, and I'm like, I don't care. Just give me good bacon.
And do you know what would be really interesting, Dan? That you would be able to have just the normal conventional bacon and put that side by side, and whoever was the yak smoking person would never know the difference.
Yep.
So I find that pretentiousness in food a little bit disconcerting. But equally, I'm always prepared to listen to anyone that's about to give me good advice.
Right.
Like a chef that says to me, you know what, I don't actually like those two flavours combined together. It doesn't it doesn't benefit one or the other. And that you should always be open to that.
Right.
And you should always be open to whoever your client is that comes in and says, I don't really like that dish. And if you've got multiple people saying to you they don't like a particular dish,
Exactly.
you need to take that on board and get rid of that dish
Right.
or modify it in some way that
Exactly.
it becomes appealing.
No, exactly.
And that's one of the reasons why we do what we do, because we want everyone out there to know what it is that you do, why you do it, and how it pertains to them.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you are totally willing to work with them. Of course, you have your Aussie way.
Correct.
Okay.
And we don't want to change that because that's what makes us us. I can't pretend to be an American when I was born and raised in Australia. I just can't.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm here and I assimilate and I enjoy American things like holidays and want to participate in those things. But it still doesn't make me an American. It makes me an Australian enjoying the
Right.
American way of life.
Exactly.
It's very, very different.
But you also bring something else to the table. Tu sei italiana.
Sì, anche quello.
You see?
And Daniel speaks a lot of languages from what I understand.
That's right.
Like somebody else.
Yes, yes.
I
Speak a
think-
few.
I
And
think
it's
she
a-
speaks 6.
No, only
Wow.
4.
4.
Well, there's actually 6 if you count the hands. and
And you notice I'm trying to be self-contained and not
Yes.
talk with my hands.
but all of that makes us who we are.
Correct.
And the thing I want to bring in now is like the adult thing, okay? We have adult beverage here. We have a cocktail menu here.
We do.
We also have sweets. We have Coca-Cola and Fanta, right? But it's not what we usually get because you're bringing something else to the table. You're bringing health. You're bringing good things.
We're trying to bring that aspect
Tell us about that.
into eating.
Yeah.
We should all be mindful of how we eat and
Oh,
what we eat. And I'm not a big fan of diets, and there'll be lots of people jumping up and down saying, oh my gosh. I think the way to have a healthy body is to maintain a healthy eating method. So not deprive yourself of anything, but also not go overboard with anything.
Right.
So, let's say I love a glass of wine, but I don't have at night 5 bottles of wine.
Right.
That's an extreme. The extremes are the things that cause us issues, not the indulgence on today I'm going to have a piece of chocolate, tomorrow I won't, the next day I might not. So there's certain things you need to temper with a little bit of self-control and with a little bit of moderation, but that doesn't preclude you from trying those things. So,
And the main thing here, though, is like you stay true to the Australian food.
we do. We try and stay true to, as I said, the pies,
Right, they
the
come-
sausage rolls.
exactly.
The way we serve food, is the way you would expect to see it served to you in Australia in a coffee shop. So if you go to a coffee shop in Australia that doesn't have a full kitchen with a chef, you will get very similar offerings where they will be served the same way. So it's kind of traveling to Australia without leaving the US.
I love it. I love it. I wanted to go to Australia so bad for so long.
No, and the other one is I was going to say, is the menu. The menu is not your typical coffee shop. I see you have a charcuterie board.
We do charcuterie boards
Yeah.
because we do beer and wine.
Right.
It's hard to pair a nice cheese with a coffee.
Right.
It's
Right.
kind of a difficult thing to do. Unless you can tell me how I can do that,
No.
Chef Dan, I will take that on board. But you can pair a
Right.
really good cheese or a really good prosciutto with a really nice wine for lunch,
But then again,
for dinner.
in Australia, coffee shop, the majority of coffee shops carrying wine and beer.
Correct.
Oh, they do?
They do.
Okay.
For breakfast and
because
lunch.
Okay,
because
didn't
some
know
people
that. I
like
love that.
having a mimosa for breakfast, or they might want a Bloody Mary. I'm not a big fan of tomato juice, but
Yeah,
that's
tomato
me
juice.
personally. But yeah, and we do wines in the afternoon, again with the charcuterie board. And for us, the charcuterie board is not about the food, but it's sharing
Right.
a plate with someone and a conversation. That's something that we're really big on in here.
Community.
Well, that's something you shared
love
with
it.
us off camera about the people sitting at the tables, how all of a sudden you look over and 2 strangers now are sitting together talking. That's
Community.
that's what this is about.
That's
what this is about.
And that's what we tried to build here, which is community.
Right.
Because with COVID, that seemed to disappear, that sense of community, because we were isolated, particularly in Australia where we were at home and restricted in our movements. So that we need to regrow that because I think we lost it.
I think you're doing a great job of holding
Thank
it down
you.
here. I walked in and I felt love.
See, as soon as she walked in,
I just
Daniel was at the counter with somebody, and she whispered to me, "I love this place." She just walked in the door. She's like, "I love this
I
place."
felt the hug. I
And
really did.
we do give people hugs in here. They come in and they'll hug you because they come in often enough and you know them and you hug them and how's your day and how are the children.
I totally felt that.
Yeah.
I really did. And thank you
Thank
for
you.
putting that here because we need that. That needs to grow. That needs to multiply. That needs to get out there.
Yeah.
It's
into
a
And
very
the
famous.
And we've also
streets.
put out a little children's area because
Yes,
we
I've
want
seen it,
people
yeah.
to know that their children are welcome here, that we don't look down
Right.
our noses at the children and
Right.
take your children home because
No,
the
there's no
children are the
division
future,
here.
right?
Part of it. Yeah.
Even dogs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Everybody
I mean,
knows.
everyone's
There's-
welcome.
Right.
think it's
We
awesome.
don't, and we've had older people here. We had young children here,
Yeah,
and
mothers come in.
mothers
they talk,
clubs.
and the children play.
Yeah, and it gives the mothers a break, and they can communicate, and that children are within a very close proximity, so that they can keep an eye on them, and they get out of their house for a little while.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, and they learn to get along with others and to
Correct.
share
That's right.
and everything. And that's a
right.
beautiful thing also,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And
we have books for them, so they
love
have books to read if they
Yeah.
want to read.
Toys to play.
Toys. They
Yep.
can draw. They can do whatever they like. So they're
There's so
entertained.
much.
And it's lovely to see children not wanting to leave when the mothers are ready to go. The children are just
Sometimes
still
they
sitting
drag
there.
their mothers to come in.
Yeah, or they drag their mothers in through the door because
Oh.
they've been here before. So that's really
That's
lovely.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and look, a real camera. And look,
No, what,
a,
what
a
I
movie
what,
machine.
one of the things I really like here
a typewriter.
is the I can't think of a better word, but I was gonna say lack of over technology. You actually come to the counter and order from a person.
Yeah,
A person actually speaks to you.
It's really
You know, there's
important.
no sit at the table and or you know. I love that.
Well, I think we tossed that idea
yeah, because
around
somebody
a
else
few
had,
times.
are you gonna put that shit down? Those digital.
The QR codes
QR
on the
codes.
tables.
And
We've
I said,
tossed
no.
that around a little while. We've batted it backwards and
So
forwards.
then you lose that touch with people.
We shared this earlier.
Yes.
And Doris knows we were recently somewhere and we had to order food and I went to the counter and they told me use the app. And then I downloaded the app and they said that's the wrong app. The app's on the table, so I downloaded that app. And long story short, it took me over 20 minutes just to
sort it
order
out.
something.
That's what I said to Catherine.
No human touch.
It's about also elderly people. They
Right.
struggle with technology.
Oh, you mean our generation?
Yeah.
No, all the
No,
Boomers?
but
Are you
no,
talking about boomers?
But it is true. I mean,
Because we're boomers.
we
I'm-
talk
I
about
am.
this, but we talk
You
about
are,
this
right?
all the
Yeah.
time. And you mentioned COVID. I think COVID accelerated that.
Yeah,
Okay, it accelerated that, and they're skipping a generation,
correct.
and they forget this generation
They don't care about that generation.
is still here.
That's right. That's correct.
Correct.
You know, and
And
we
they've got value
So-
to add
I
Yes.
think
and seeing them
Yes.
is really important. I
Well-
think having that connection between very, very young children and older children, and
I'm a child.
older
Right.
generations,
in art, right?
that
It's
doesn't
true.
exist now. Whereas growing up, grandparents were there, older aunts, uncles. It seemed to be a kind of cross generational get together whenever you had family functions. Now they seem to be limited to maybe a couple of people.
Right.
We go out for dinner. We don't have people in our homes anymore for
Yeah, right.
dinner because it's easier.
I miss that.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, and the craziness of having people everywhere in your home and you preparing for days on end. But it seems to be that we're all about what's easy as opposed to what we would benefit more
Just
from.
people
Well, that's the whole thing is the
playing.
ease. We talk about that with a lot of things, and one is I'm not mentioning names because I don't want to be sued, but these delivery companies.
Right.
Somebody's sitting at home on their sofa, they want a croissant and a soda, they press a button and that's it. They don't come in and see this. I mean, look at this place. They don't come in and see this. They don't interact, as you said, with two people at a table. They're just sitting at home looking at four walls, doing this.
Yeah, but you see that
It's-
in restaurants as well, Chef Dan, where people are sitting opposite each other on their phones.
Oh yeah, we see it. We
And-
love it. We
and
love
it-
watching that.
And it's like, why go out for dinner if you're not going to have a conversation with one another? So,
And they're
but-
probably on a date. They're probably on the first day.
Yeah,
on the first
and-
date.
That's even worse.
it is what it is. So you need to then make the place want you to put your phone down and have a conversation. So you need that as well.
There are some places that have a, what is it called, phone box?
Yes.
Similar to that, and it says,
Oh.
put your phone here.
Lock it.
This is the time to eat. I forgot the terminology, but one place said this is the time to eat and interact with fellow humans. Put your phone in the box.
And that's interesting because families are doing that too now.
Yeah.
Though as a kid, I do remember the TV was on at dinner time because the news was on at that time.
Yuck.
And,
But that's
and
that's
my father wanted to watch the news.
Right.
Well, he needed to because he probably had just gotten home from
Yeah,
work and he
correct.
didn't know what happened
Yeah.
all day long.
Correct.
Yes.
I get that.
Yeah,
I
that was very
understand all
different.
that.
That
Right.
era
Yes.
was very different.
Right. But
Yes.
now,
The news they didn't repeat, once the
And once that
You
news
heard
was
it
done, it
once.
was
well,
done.
that's
Yes.
because,
Now you have the
and,
Mockingbird media. It just keeps
and
going
I'm
on
not,
and
I'm
on
not
and on.
gonna get political or social or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it's because at that time we only had X amount of TV stations.
Correct.
News was on for an hour, which
And
was
that's it.
which
That's
was a
it.
half hour
That was it.
national, a half hour local.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
Correct.
Now it's 24/7.
Yeah, you can get
Yeah.
the news anytime now.
They got to
Yeah.
make news.
Yeah.
You know.
Whereas with us, when we were growing up, it was that half-hour news report, and then the next day at the same time would be the next.
Yep.
Unless
Right.
something drastic happened, but I don't ever remember as a
We
kid
had the
seeing
5
a
o'clock
breaking
news,
news.
5 o'clock
Yes.
news, and 10
yes.
o'clock news.
That's what they called it, breaking
Yeah,
news.
5 o'clock news and 10 o'clock news. That's all we
If you
had.
get up 5 o'clock in the morning, you won't be able to wait
Yeah.
10 o'clock.
Yeah.
You'll be sleeping already.
But now it's 24/7.
Yeah.
now
So,
you don't.
so you don't need to have that on there because you can
Right.
review your news anytime.
Right.
Yeah, and you can also get it on your phone
Yeah.
at any time.
Yep.
Well,
What else do we want to tell you about?
Previewing events.
did you want to talk about special promotions?
Sure, we-
or events or I don't know, computers.
Oh, actually, no, wait. Daniel showed us the room. You'll see a door over there. We'll have pictures of the room.
It's a dungeon.
You do.
Once you're in, you can't get out.
You're gonna. Right now, it's not open yet, or
At the moment, we're hosting a few groups that ask to have a private space
Right.
for their events. So it could be
For adult drinking things.
work meetings.
Because that's what that room is.
Yeah.
It's an adult
It's a-
drinking
yeah.
room
It's surrounded by the
extravaganza.
It really is. But at the moment, they're using it for like team meetings where they've got a quiet space.
Right.
If they have things of a private nature or financial to discuss, it's not open here.
Right.
We also have meetings out here. People come in and have meetings
Right.
here, so that they can do that. But again, if it's something that's more confidential, they want that room, we book that room for them and they can sit in there and order food and have their meeting. Ultimately, we're going to be doing some wine tastings.
Okay.
Very nice.
And invite a select group of people in to do that.
Sommelier.
With a sommelier that can talk to the quality of the wines or the nature of the wines they're trying. So we're gearing up for that. We also have trivia nights on Tuesdays, which is a lot of fun. Groups will come in, and that's another real community thing because there's a lot of lampooning and discussions that are had between the different teams about who's
love it.
better and who's worse, and
Yeah.
it's quite competitive in nature. But a lot of them are neighbours and they live in the
that's cool.
communities, so that's very cool. And so much so that if some people come in and not all their teams show up and other teams are larger, they'll lend players into the other teams that are smaller groups. So that's really cool.
Nice.
And we've had younger people in here who've now made friends with older people in the community, and that's really lovely to see. We do karaoke and cocktails on a Friday. So if you would like to come in and you want to sing, you're welcome to. And you can have your first cocktail is normal price and your second is half price. So you can come in and have your cocktails. So we offer
And sing
that.
some more.
And sing some
And
more.
sing some more.
And we've been blessed with some truly amazing talent that we didn't realise is in the community.
I
So
don't-
that's been fun. And then again, with that community spirit, you have people across the room saying, let's do a duet, and they go and do a duet
Even I
together.
do.
Oh, I love it.
Well, I
So
could
that-
do a duet.
Me
Let her
too.
sing.
Me too.
I'll just do
Me
this.
too.
So no, we give you a microphone so we can hear you if you're singing. We had one lady; she went outside and was singing out on the pavement out there, which was really good fun. They were doing a song from a musical from the 1940s, and people could hear it across the plaza, and they
Oh,
came to see
beautiful.
what that was about.
Yes.
So that was fun. We're going to move into doing some catering. So we're looking to kind of expand that offering to officers that might want to do meetings in house and want some sandwiches or want some coffees,
Or some tea.
or some
Well,
tea.
as to say, I was going to mention that you're right down the street from the marina in Lighthouse Point.
Correct.
So a lot of the boating people, the marketers for boating stuff, this is a great place for them to stop and have meetings and stuff
We
like
do
that.
a
It's a
show.
great spot. They have to turn right down the street here. So
Correct. So it's very close from here down to the marina, and they can pop in, and if they let us know beforehand, we can prepare everything for them, so they don't even have to wait very long. If
Right.
they're on the go, we can package it for them, and they can take it with them. So we can do that. Our sweets, we were baking cakes at one point, but that became a little bit too much work for me. So I need to sleep at some point during the day. But we can still accommodate where we can with that as well. So we do that for birthdays or functions. Oh, and Danny's reminding me to talk about our team. We have a brilliant team here. So Max and Irena here will help us. We're very blessed with them here because they understand what we expect,
Right.
and they are on board and probably, as the saying says, singing from the same hymn sheet. They get it. They get what we're trying to do. So that's it, I think, Dan. And then the computer part of it, which has the Byte in our name, is the computer repairs computer
okay.
work. We've actually not worked on that side of our business very much
No.
because we wanted to make sure we've got the coffee part
It's
Oh,
going.
yeah.
going properly.
Very good, very
Gotta raise that
sensible.
baby
Yeah, very good.
first.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
so
an
once we've
excellent
raised that
idea.
child and that child is
The
walking,
teenager can
well,
start.
then you want to work on the next part of it. I think it would have been foolish of us to try and do both at the same time,
Right.
because then you don't do either well.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't do you do 100%.
Correct. Just can. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
total adulting on your part.
Thank you, Matt.
I love it.
No, and like I said, this is not your typical coffee shop. As the sign says out front, enjoy the Aussie difference.
Yes.
So we don't do like a loyalties, but we're loyal to our customers. So when they come in, we already know who our customers are. We always give them 10% off or give them something for free because they know those people.
Right.
And they're supporting our business. So
And they support our
Sure.
business.
Very
we,
good.
So
we
we don't have cards, punch cards or just.
You don't
points.
need it.
Nah, you know your
You-
customer.
Yeah, it's family.
It's I mean, again, going back to what we said about COVID earlier, the world got easier, people say, because of COVID. No, the world got lazy.
100%.
Things like what you're doing here take work, take effort.
100%.
Okay? People have become compliant with, oh yeah, here's a card, here's this, here's that. That's not how things worked.
Yep.
And unfortunately, the powers that be like things to be simple and easy. But again, simple and easy aren't always the right way and aren't always the good way. And systems like you just said, you know your customers, you give them 10% off. Systems like that worked forever.
Yep.
There was no reason for them to stop. They only stopped because the world shut down, not because they were bad.
correct.
You know, people have this notion that, oh, this is better. Not necessarily, not in every
Correct.
field, not in everything that you do.
Correct.
So-
in a large department store where you have a lot of customers, that loyalty program,
Right.
where you've got a punch card, might work
Right.
more efficiently because you've got staff changing all the time, you've got people coming and
Exactly.
going all the time, so it's difficult to keep track of
Forgot, we
people.
forgot also, we support local artists. At the moment, it's very hard to find people that or doing their paintings. There's one person that art, and we try to sell for her. We try to support all the local.
That's local art?
Yeah,
That's
local
all.
artists.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we put that up for her, and it's got a little spiel about what it
Okay.
is. So we try and support local artists. We try and support local communities. We've got one we're
Because
supporting on
In
Sunday.
Australia, it's shop local, support
Yeah.
local. So we brought that with us,
Yeah.
and if we live around here, we support locals here. We try to support as much as possible all the cafes and restaurants, supermarkets, because we live locally
Right.
and we work locally. So and that's what it is.
Yeah,
So we try to support locals.
That's fairly important. We had an event on Sunday. We did high tea and fashion. We partnered with Dazzle's Boutique, which is just up here, to bring
was
their
very
fashion
successful.
here.
Perfect.
It was very successful. The ladies that had high tea here went running to do some shopping. We're going to do another one again, but with Body and Soul, which is the other boutique, and we'll do that later on in the year.
good.
So all of this is about partnering with the people that are here
Right.
to bring different opportunities for other people to see what's here. I know there's a florist that's opening across the road. They want to partner with us and do charcuterie boards and flowers together.
nice.
So we're going to try and do that. So these are kind of all the future things that we're going to be
And that's how
looking at in
things
terms.
that's how things used to run.
Yes.
You know, that's how communities grew that way. You know, and we do this like what we do, and you know, we listen to social media people, and we see that they have their circles and they share the same people. But now we've branched out. We recently did something, the Vegan Homeboy, and it's a totally different thing than what we do. We don't do vegan. That's not our field.
Yeah.
We do it now, and all of a sudden, he's told us he had an incredible influx. We had an incredible influx. Why? Two different things. So you have tea, they
Yeah.
have clothing. Your people are exposed to them. Their people are exposed to you. You help each other.
Correct.
And then someone will come here
Yeah.
and say, "Hey,
Yeah.
I need to get something. Let me stop in and get tea."
Yeah.
So that's how that works. Unfortunately, you know, people now want to be like me. That doesn't work. That doesn't work.
No, and community is all about that. It's
Yes.
about sharing experiences, sharing anything and everything you can do
It's
with
important.
others.
You can't just stay. You have to give.
Yeah.
You know, it's sharing. You have to.
Like
If
Dan
you-
just said, sharing is
Well,
caring.
Well,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Doris missed the boat on this because usually she says it, but I'll say it this time. It's mom and pop
Yes.
because
Yep.
corporate, I'm just going to use an example. A corporate clothing store is not going to do anything with a corporate coffee shop,
Correct.
and vice versa. In a corporate florist, they're not going to work together.
No.
You know, contrary, they're going to work against you.
Right.
Where here,
Yeah.
all these mom and pops,
100%.
this is community. This is
100%.
this is it.
Yeah. And you gotta work for this community because
Right.
if this disappears, you have nothing left.
Right.
Yeah, because this
Exactly.
is home.
This is all. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People will have nothing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Look, people ask us, open Dore, open Boca, open there. And I said, it will be time. I mean, we're not ready yet. We just open up this one and we gotta put this one on the feet. And maybe in some future,
Yeah.
near future, at some stage, we'll open another one. But at this stage, we gotta concentrate on
But
this.
you got to keep this culture.
Yeah,
We
this
talked about this
model.
earlier.
Yes.
You
Correct.
got to keep
This
this
model
culture because
is
we've seen so
gold.
many places do that and they
become
lose the
corporate.
culture. You gotta keep the
that's
culture.
Right.
You
I
have
know
to.
a lot of them.
That's it.
I know one guy who is still running successfully his culture. He's trying really hard. That's
In
Emilia.
Australia?
No, Emilia. Australia is a different story. I'm talking about here. Mother Rose.
Okay.
He is really trying to keep the same way. And I actually respect him for that because he's open for it.
Yeah, and he's been here.
And he's
too.
been
and
here for
encouraged us. So to me,
Right.
that's someone out who's also a coffee shop
Right.
and is encouraging us to keep doing what we're doing because we're doing well at what we're doing. So he's like, never lose who you are and what you're about. And
Yeah.
to me, anyone that shares those pearls of wisdom, you need to listen to them, yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
Because they're doing it, they've been doing it, and you value their opinion.
No,
course.
I see it a lot here in Lighthouse Point. And like I said, we do all of Broward. But I see a lot of businesses helping each other. And even I had commented at one time when I first saw, I saw a restaurant owner promoting another restaurant. That was his direct competition. I
Yes.
said, what is that? And now that I've been doing this, it you know what? Nobody can come here 7 days a week.
100%.
100%. That's what we
And I
say.
always said, you know what? I like today egg. Tomorrow I wanna sushi.
Yeah.
Day after tomorrow I wanna Greek food.
And if I say to you, if I come here as your customer,
Yeah.
and I come here, say 5 days a week, and I say, you know, I don't know what I want to eat
Got
today,
it.
and you say to me, hey, go across the way, they got good whatever,
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll take that at 100% recommendation.
Yep.
And that leads to your credibility, rather than, oh, well, here I have this.
Yeah,
you know,
oh,
you
yeah.
said, try this, try that. No.
Because it's not fair. First of all.
And when you do that,
Yeah.
it for me, you're more credible.
Yeah.
When I come back, I know I'm talking to a real person.
We had, for example,
I was going to say that.
some karaoke night, and we wanted something hot. We wanted to do burgers, and so I said, "Do you want a Greek?" Because they're like, "Is he good?" I'm like, "He's very good. He's got good meat, and
Yeah.
you guys gotta try it."
Yeah.
So we share.
Yeah.
We see the people bring stuff here. You know, he says
We
people
order and get
cross.
it delivered here from
Right.
next door.
But that,
for them, for our-
makes
That's
you
what I call
that makes
sharing
you
the love.
respectable. That makes you
That's what it's all
respectable
about.
because first of all, you know your product's good.
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
That's
intimidated.
nothing.
Yeah.
Nah.
And the
Not
whole
at
thing
all.
is sharing. Same thing. They might come for that food one day. He
Correct.
might be on vacation. Oh wait, I'll go next door.
Yeah. And interestingly, they will have coffee, but he'll send them here for like our coffee.
Yeah.
Because they have just instant coffee and other coffee.
Because they want a good coffee, so he sends here.
He sends them
Like
here.
a
for coffee.
juice bar, which is Hugo Boss. We also try to help each other. Because she opened up a year and a half ago. maybe,
Yeah, a
something
bit
like that.
before us.
She's got really good acai bowls. She got really good juice, and we even buy from her for our cocktails some juice, fresh juice, which just helps us, to make our own cocktails. And we always work together. So if somebody wants something, people come with acai bowls here, like whole family. Some people order their
Right.
our food, and the kids having acai bowl.
Right.
We have no problem with that because it's working together.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
And those people keep coming back to the plaza and coming back to
Yes.
this location. That's the aim, isn't it?
That's
to
it.
get them back
They
here.
don't want to make everyone uncomfortable because if they want something else, it's fine. It doesn't bother us at all. No one says,
No.
of course.
No, and,
It's the same exactly.
and I mentioned earlier about the boat, the marina's right down the road.
Yeah,
Correct.
I know there's a Publix here. People come here for ice and stuff.
Yep.
Pick up lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have coffee, have breakfast. I think you're open
Yeah.
at 8 o'clock on the weekends,
Yeah.
On the
7 on
weekend,
weekdays.
Yeah, 7
Stop
weekdays.
by for breakfast before you go out. Grab a coffee, grab a tea.
Yeah. Grab a sandwich that you want to have later. We'll make it. We'll
Right.
pack it for you with
There you
everything
go.
you need. You take it with you.
Yep.
I
I mean, you're already here getting ice.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
also have gluten-free food.
Yeah, so we're doing a small gluten-free offering, so we can do all our sandwiches gluten-free. We have waffles that are gluten-free, dairy-free,
And
and lactose-free,
and gluten-free, dairy-free pancakes.
pancakes.
Look
So,
at that.
free.
Jake, are you listening?
so we can
Like
do
we talked
gluten-free. We have one French pastry that's vegan,
Vegan,
because
yeah.
we have a few
Banana.
people asking us about
Yeah.
vegan as well. So that we have that, and we have a pie that's vegan. And anytime someone's had it, they've said, "Are you sure there's no meat in this?" I'm like, "Yes, we can guarantee that there's no meat in it."
Yes, as we said, we've
We
been
know the
working with
rules.
we've been working with the vegan homeboy. We learned a lot about vegan.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
always thought pizza was vegan, and when they said, "Oh, vegan pizza," I'm like,
No.
"What? There's no meat on there." And he said, "Where does cheese come from?"
Dairy.
And I said, "Oh, I never knew that. I would,
That's the dairy-free.
It has to
know.
be, like our waffles are egg-free, dairy-free,
Cow waffle.
and gluten-free.
Yeah.
So they're like free of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And
we
different milks, of course.
yeah, so we accommodate with alternative milks for people that have allergies, or I can't have full lactose, so full fat milk. We have I think we have 6 or 7 milks now.
Our popular drink is Prana chai, which is coming from Australia,
Yeah,
hand-picked,
and handmade. Chai.
and it's very, very popular. It comes with the oat milk
Yeah, normally we make it with oat milk. So there's that.
and cinnamon.
And we've
And
had families
love
come
it.
in and have the chai and then buy the chai from us and take it home. But then they come back and say, it doesn't taste like the one you make.
I
So-
know, I know.
when they take it home, I don't
I
know.
bought it one time somewhere else. I bought it, and it's the one that person used.
Yeah.
And I brought it out, and I'm first of all, you have to have a lot of chai because there was a lot in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't taste. But you know what? As a chef, I can tell you, son, it's psychological.
Yeah,
You can go anywhere
Yeah.
and buy, I'm just gonna say, a submarine sandwich.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I can give you the exact bread that they have, cut the meat for you,
Yeah.
put it all out, and when you make it, it's not gonna taste the same.
No.
However, if you gave it to me or you gave it to her, we won't be able to tell the difference. It's a psychological thing.
Yeah, 100%.
It really is.
And that's interesting because we get sometimes people say, oh, but it's not the same. If Danny and I make the sandwich, or as you said,
Oh.
all of us can make the same sandwich, and people will say,
Yep.
it tastes different. I'm
Yep.
like, how can it taste
And
different?
the way
Using
country
exactly
makes,
the same
they love
ingredient.
it the best.
It's your taste buds. Yeah.
And
It's
just
hitting
no,
your
no.
taste buds in a different
We
area.
have one customer who specifically only wants ketchup to make the sandwich. He goes, no, it's not the same. It doesn't matter for me, ketchup has to make.
And yet
Serious.
they're using all the same ingredients.
That's funny.
But it's a
Yeah.
psychological thing.
But it is. It's the same
Yeah.
stuff, and you know,
And the quantities are the same.
me,
Everything's
Exactly.
the same.
there's dishes that I
Yes.
make that people love, and she knows this. The people love it. I know in my head there's like 3. I hate them, but I will go to a restaurant and order it from somebody else and love it.
Isn't that
And
interesting?
there, people tell me,
That's
no,
interesting.
yours is so much better, and I'm like, no, it doesn't taste the same.
Really? Is it because you make it?
Yeah.
Or is it?
Could be that.
For a chicken franchise, for instance, I go to the restaurant, I'll have it, I taste the lemon, I taste everything, the butter. When I make it, I can't taste the lemon. The butter, I really don't taste.
And it's all there.
And people will try both. They say, oh no, yours is so much better. And I'm like,
That's how
yeah,
I feel.
it's
It
a
is so much
psychological
better.
thing. It's and
Wow.
you know, I can't explain it, but when I was in college, they
Yours
explained
is
it to us.
sweeter. It just tastes
No,
right.
but when I was in college, one of the chefs told us that you'll see stuff, you'll try to replicate something, and you think you didn't replicate it, let someone else try it. You know, if you went to a chicken marsala at a restaurant and loved it, and you see the ingredients and you make it at home and you don't think it's right, let someone in the house try it, and they'll tell you if you replicated it, because psychologically you can't.
Is that because you're a hard critic on yourself? Do you think?
No, I don't know,
I
maybe.
think that's a part of it.
No, but realistically, I don't taste like the lemon in. I mean, on that dish, I don't taste the lemon.
Is that after you made it?
Yeah.
After you made it. You know why? Because it's all.
Plus, you know
you've
what it
already
is?
assimilated
Like,
it all.
no, like
Yeah.
you just said too. Plus, you're doing this.
Yes,
You're doing this. You're
Correct.
doing it, and you're
That'll
tired.
do
And,
it.
and
That is
already,
what-
it's like,
that'll do
When
it.
you go outside,
Yeah.
you eat
Yeah.
something fresh, it's different story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I like when
Yeah.
someone makes something for me, and I specifically when I go out and dine out, I will always try something I've never made because I want to try it. I want
Right.
to try different combinations, and then I'll go home and try and make something similar but not the same. Or, oh, I like that flavor with that flavor. Maybe we should introduce it.
my big thing now is
That's genius.
Chinese food. I'm trying South Florida. There's no good Chinese food in South Florida, except 2 places. But I'm not saying who they are. But the fried rice is always different from what I'm used to in New York.
Okay.
So I make my own now.
Yeah.
She makes unbelievable fried rice.
I make my own because I don't like what they make.
Yeah, it wasn't hitting the palate the way we
She
wanted
says
it.
I got it spot on.
You do.
Me, I do taste it a little bit better, but still I don't think it's what I remember from up there.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I make fried rice in Australia,
In
and
Australia,
my neighbour,
everybody.
her girls always like the fried rice. So she said to me, "Can you give me the recipe?" So I wrote it down for her. She's made it, and the girls go, "It's not the same.
See?
It's not the same."
Oh,
See?
wow.
Now she's followed it to the T. What I've told her, I put in it. She puts in it, and she's like, "No." The girls say they don't
What's
like
funny is we had it yesterday.
Yes.
Yesterday we had it, and I put it on my Facebook page, and I was taking pictures of the ingredients, and I said, who can guess what I'm making? By the time we sat down to eat, I had over 400 views. People want the recipe. People want to know where to get it. All this stuff. So that when I go home, I'm gonna have to write the recipe. But again, it's when you make it, doesn't taste the same.
Because like you
And it can be the produce that you put in it. So,
Right.
you know, you might say, oh, it needs olive oil. And so you put a particular olive oil
Yes,
in it,
and
and
they
they've
put a
used
different
something
olive.
different.
Yep.
It could be, I don't know, the type of rice
Right.
or
Oh yes.
It could
Yeah.
be anything.
anything at all.
It could be the amount of time that you boil the water.
Yeah.
Correct. How much salt you
Yep.
put in
Did you
it.
salt
Try
it
that.
before
Or did
it
you-
started boiling or after?
Try that.
All kinds of
Try
things.
that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is this adult beverage?
Okay, this is Mont Blanc. Okay, so it's a cold brew.
It's a coffee.
It's a cold brew.
It's
with
got a
the
bit of
cold brew?
orange.
Cold brew with
And you've got your biscuit to
It's got-
dip in it.
cold brew with the heavy cream, whipped,
It smells
and
delicious.
orange.
The smell is really good.
Oh wow.
But, you know, I'm Italian, so I first go with the nose.
Yeah, yeah.
But
It's kind of like a dessert, right?
it's delicious.
And I always dip my biscuit in mine. You have to dip your biscuit
Yeah, we
in
got
there.
some coffees that we make here, nobody makes. We
Okay,
have
now
people
these
came-
biscuits, what are they made with? Or
Oh,
what are
they're-
they made of?
No, they're just,
just a
a
lady
little
finger.
lady
Lady
finger.
Okay. Just a
We have
regular lady.
people, we have a
Ooh.
couple came yesterday.
Did you see that? I got jiggy with it.
We got like people came yesterday, a young couple. They called us first. They said, "Do you guys make dalgona?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Within half an hour they were here. They live in Sunrise. They came from Sunrise to have dalgona because they said nobody in South Florida makes dalgona. I'm like,
Okay.
Well, guess what?
We do here at Byte Coffee.
yeah.
So,
Delicious.
Pardon the pointing, but you do.
yeah. So that's
Delicious.
our aim, is to do something, to bring something different to the table.
Yeah, we got a lot of coffee
Yep.
we make here is very unique. You know, it's just on our list that nobody makes.
Yeah.
We have Hula, which is our coffee.
Yeah.
Nobody makes that.
Iced coffee.
It's our iced coffee. Yeah, our signature coffee, matcha.
Yeah, with
Ooh,
strawberry in
matcha,
there.
matcha
And
with
we make
strawberry.
our strawberry here, our strawberry syrup at the bottom.
Yeah.
We hand make that, so we don't use
don't
We
use
have to
custom
come
water
back.
bottled.
We have to come back
No,
here
we're gonna,
often.
we're gonna come back to the SoFloDining and do a food review for sure.
would be great
you
idea.
can do that.
For
We'll,
sure.
We'll make you breakfast
Definitely.
if you want to.
Sorrento salmon. You gotta try our salmon. Our salmon, 81 always comment, and we have very big customers. Some of them, they said, "Oh my God, it's beautiful and it's not salty."
Oh,
It's
That
it's
is
a
very
smoked
cool.
salmon that's not very salty.
Where is it
Again,
Ah.
little secret.
It took me a while to suss it out.
Uh-huh.
I tell you this: it's coming from Europe. Salmon.
I have a feeling it's coming from the right place in
It's
Europe.
coming from the right place in Europe. Same we use, okay, sometimes we use black caviar, red caviar.
Right.
Particular people ask us, you know, like for little, what do you call pancakes?
A
yeah?
little.
Pancakes, yeah. Depends, you know, we have different groups of people coming, but that salmon, it took me a while to find and get, to make sure, you know, we get it,
Right.
because he was going to the, restaurants. Michelin stars. Okay?
Gotcha.
Okay, and so when first time I heard, they said to me, "Oh, it's only for the Michelin restaurant," and I'm like, okay, you're just putting the price up. And I'm like,
You
know
took
what?
that thought right out of my head.
Let me try that because we had another salmon.
That was a bit salty.
Okay,
for
we
me.
got two salmons different. So we got one. We're not gonna name one of the big suppliers in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
We got one of the salmons here. We got another one. We tried to give to everyone to try to taste, and they said this salmon is amazing.
It
So,
won.
yeah.
It won the
Yeah, so- and
competition.
that's what we do too.
Yeah.
We try different suppliers
Right.
for our ingredients, and we sometimes we'll give people samples to try and get opinion, because it's not what I like. It's
Right.
not like
Yeah,
customer-based
it's what
Well,
one.
that's
you
that's
guys
what a lot
out
of
there
stuff.
want.
I mean,
Yeah.
if the people that watch these videos are going to say we heard this 1,000 times, so I'll tell you what I tell everybody: it's owner involvement. Number one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number two, no ego. So many places open up, with, oh, mine is the best, mine is the best, mine is the
So
best,
everybody got something
and nobody
good.
comes in, you know. And why is mine the best? Because your family told you it was the best, but your family's not at that counter.
100%.
Correct.
And it's like the people that are at the counter.
Are going to tell
They're
you
the
what the
ones.
best is.
You can
And
only-
we've taken things off our menu that nobody wanted.
Correct.
There you go.
Because you've got to listen to what your clients want, your customers
People
are
want
going to be.
croissants, we start making croissants.
Yeah.
You have empanadas here.
We have empanadas.
Yeah.
We've received compliments for the empanadas.
I remember originally we didn't have eggs at all.
No eggs on the menu.
We thought like, we're not gonna get into that. And people was asking us, eggs. So, all right, you know, so we didn't have much people coming for breakfast. And then we put it probably 8 different types of eggs and dishes. And now, you know, we have like a
Huge
breakfast-
influx for breakfast.
Huge influx for breakfast, yeah.
And then people will always ask you for something that you don't do, obviously. And so, but you need to listen to that and say, does that happen once in a while or does that happen regularly?
Right.
Because if it happens regularly, you need to take notice of that and
Exactly.
ask yourself, is it something I can do with what I've got?
Right.
Or is it something we will never be able to
Something
do
just
because
don't
I need a huge kitchen and I need things that I just don't have and I can't work
So
with
I
here.
got we got people try to get like a silent investors and investors want to jump in to open up something together. And the offer was like a big kitchen, and I'm like, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that because it's not who we are. We are
Right.
small. We're a coffee shop, and we want to keep it smaller.
Right.
Than that. We're happy to serve breakfast and lunch, and extend maybe a little bit, but not to have full
A
kitchen.
full kitchen because we're not a
No.
restaurant.
Right.
If we want to be the
That's very
restaurant, we want to be the
different.
restaurant. You know, so we we are looking at these days. It's a family cafe. That's it. Where people get together and like my idea when I have Christmas Eve. You know, you have Christmas at home when you're a kid,
Right.
and everybody celebrate. Everybody come and scream, "Hey!" This is what I want. I want to hear Christmas like that. Yeah.
Every day.
Oh, I would love to every day.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
on Christmas, I want people hang
We have
out
to have
here.
goals.
Right.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
had like one time 20 kids, remember? And somebody said
Mums
to me,
and children
"Oh
everywhere."
my God,
Oh, I love
so
it.
much noise." And I said, "But that's awesome, you know? I mean, what's so bad about it, you know? Like,
Nothing bad about it.
because like somebody, you know, like elder person, you know, like was, and I'm like, they just come for a couple hours and they go, and yeah, they make mess, but you know what? And they're kids, and they love it. You
And
know
they're
what,
our
right?
future.
They come,
They
and they're
are.
our represent our
And
future.
we all were kids at one point making a mess in someone's place.
Oh,
No, and well, I was gonna say
We were
though,
all
even
kids,
though
we weren't
even though
born
it's not a
adults.
restaurant,
yeah.
you have a pretty good menu, pretty good sized menu.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
I mean, I was looking through the whole. You had a pretty good sized menu.
It's
So-
quite, if you can't find something on that menu that you like,
Maybe you're not hungry.
maybe, or you need to come back another
Now,
day.
now I did see 2 banana breads. So banana breads.
Okay, the banana bread that we have
Very
is
popular too.
very popular.
Yeah.
Most people who have had our banana bread will tell others to come and try our banana bread.
Yep.
And so people will walk in saying, someone told me to come and try your banana bread. So we do that. So we'll have a very plain banana bread that we serve with honey drizzled over the top of it. We toast it, lightly toasted, drizzle honey over the top of it, and we serve it with butter. There's another one that we serve with a mascarpone cream.
You make it.
That's espresso mascarpone cream that I make, and it's got roasted buckwheat over the top of it.
Got it.
And then that's drizzled with honey. But again, just a light drizzling of honey. So that's something you might want to ask me to make.
I need a
for you.
napkin.
Do you want to laugh? Yesterday we
salivating.
gave to someone to print out our new menus. And the girl that was printing out, she came back and she goes, "I need this, and this, I'm starving, you know."
From just printing our menus, she made me laugh. She's like, can I please order this, this, and this, because I was reading it while we were printing it, and now I'm hungry. So that was really quite funny.
That's funny.
I can
she
see
took-
that
She
happening.
took some coffees and food, and off she went. But yeah, that's, I guess, us in a nutshell,
We
right?
do a little bit of salads, you know. We try to do soups. That didn't work out well.
cold soups. We tried to
Cold soups,
introduce
yeah.
cold
I love
soups.
cold
Gazpachos.
soup.
We did a
Okay,
gazpacho.
I'm a gazpacho
Uh,
fan.
really?
Oh,
Cucumber
yes,
soup.
I
Oh,
love
we did a
gazpacho.
cucumber soup, a cold cucumber soup. There's one client wants to know when it's back on the menu, but he's probably the only one. So as I said, we try things
Right.
to see what people do like and what they don't like, because there's no point.
Yeah.
And we make one bread here. Only I didn't. Not at the point selling it. It's the bread. You know, we give a few people. They like loved it. I don't have it right now. You know, so for you to try. It's a mix of the rye
And sourdough.
Oh, yum.
And
So it's quite nice, and we bake it
Good
here.
mix.
We bake it here, and we gave to people to try.
And it's quite light, and it's quite nice. So
People's opinion, and they're like, few of them, they loved it. They said we should sell it.
There you
So I'm
go.
like, yeah, we might be selling that too.
and again, you grab a loaf of bread, some cheese, and off you go.
Yeah.
Boating with your bottle of wine. Are you allowed to drink wine while you're boating?
Of course. Why not? Why not?
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
We
Great idea.
We recently did
Great idea.
an interview with somebody, and they said that they're from Italy. Remember, and he said they take the bread
Yeah.
Yeah,
and the cheese, and that's it.
yeah.
Bread and cheese. And he says, you know,
Pocket.
you're on the sidewalk, you're hungry, he wants to hear.
Just
Bread,
grab
that's
cheese.
it. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
Selling probably also soon Catherine's sauces, which is a lot of people ask us the recipe.
Because I make all the dressings that we put on our food, I actually make them.
Yeah.
I don't buy pre-prepared dressings and use those.
Yeah, she makes
And the dressing on our brekkie buns, everyone loves because it's a bit tangy, a bit spicy. And they all ask if they can buy it. So that's something I need to look into doing, because I want to make sure that I understand what the shelf life of it is.
Right.
Because we go through quite a lot of it here.
So it's quick.
So
Yeah.
it's quick and it's
Yes.
a quick turnaround. So I'm going to run an experiment and pop some in sterilized jars and see how long it lasts, refrigerated,
Right.
and then we can put a note on it to say
Used by.
used by this
Use
day.
within.
I forgot to say Catherine's background, the first degree.
Microbiology.
Microbiology.
So having that science background, I want to make sure that everything's done properly.
Now this is something I've never
love it.
said on the camera, but I'm going to say this place, the kitchen, actually the whole place is spotless.
Yeah, thank you.
I noticed it, and I mean they have temperature logs. Those of you in the business will understand what that means. They actually have temperature logs on all their equipment.
Yes.
So and really, I noticed that within the first 5 minutes in the back room. I said,
Yeah.
"There's a temperature log on the fridge."
Yeah.
So it's very well maintained.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank
I
you.
don't know it.
Totally
Yeah.
by the book.
Well,
No, beyond the
no,
book.
no.
That's beyond the book.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
very particular.
You should open the freezer and see every product
Is
long
labeled with dates.
Yeah.
dates, all of them.
I love
Even
it.
cold brew that we have.
That's quality.
Oh,
that's
yeah, you
that's
have to.
quality. Actually, quality
Because
control.
If you
Yes.
forget,
That's really
you
good.
forget something, like freshest piece orange juice we have. If we didn't sell like say for 5 days, you know, for example,
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore, you know. So, but I can remember.
Yeah, so you know
Right,
you've got to have
absolutely.
things dated. You've got to make sure that the
love
quality.
it.
We build quality into what we're doing, but it's
Right.
not an afterthought, because the afterthought is costly. But if you do it in your everyday, then
It's a
it's
habit,
there
Yeah,
and
it
it becomes a
a
habit.
good habit.
Yeah, and the
it
staff
helps.
know. They know
Yeah.
that anything that they prepare, they have to put a prep date on it.
Yep.
That we've got a printer. They just go to the printer. It's very easy. It's not time consuming.
Yeah.
We've got all the products in there. They just find the product, print it. It's got their name on it, and it's got the date.
Beautiful.
And there's, you don't forget. It's 5 seconds.
Yep.
Genius.
Yeah. So
Again, that's the
Yeah.
second time I called you a genius.
Thank you, babe.
Because you know you are.
Thank you.
Of course,
Oh
you
my
know,
goodness.
like every business, you know, we have some flaws, you know, like we're working on still.
Yeah, and
It's normal.
Area for-
Nobody's perfect. We all have a little this and that. Sometimes we make mistakes somewhere,
We learn.
but we all learn. You know, and I said to Katrin, you know what? Sometimes I get upset because we're both perfectionists, okay? But things don't like. I'm like, you know.
We understand
forget.
that.
Yeah.
No, we get that.
And inventory, that's one of the problems we have. I go nuts about it. I said, tomatoes. She goes, oh, we run out of tomatoes. And I'm like, what do you mean we run out of tomatoes? We just bought tomatoes 2 days ago. I said, how is that possible? I just been a supplier. I just
We sold a lot of tomatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Eggs.
you
You
know,
got your
Dan,
par levels.
eggs,
You've done that. You've started those. Yeah.
We need to start doing
Eggs, I do
levels, and we need
Avocados.
areas
There you go.
for improvement are all those things. Is how do we do this
Right. The
better?
par levels.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
very tricky. Very
Milk.
important.
That's the
But
Very important.
very
Yeah.
you have no
difficult to
idea.
do
Milk goes like crazy.
when
Flows.
you don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And it's not only us,
Yeah.
like our team, like I always say to everyone, if we're not here, make sure you're running out of syrup or you're running out of this. Let us know, because you open it,
Immediately.
the worst is, you come in to order something like, I don't have coconut cream, I don't have syrup.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you
that
do,
means,
how do you explain to your customer? I'm sorry, unless like they can see the place is buzzing, it's full,
Right.
and you've just
You just ran out.
You
Yeah.
just ran out.
Right.
You just
But
can't
if
do
it's
it.
the beginning of the day and you have
Yeah,
not
beginning of
done-
the day is not a good time to run
No.
out of something.
Yeah,
So
that happens.
yeah,
Yeah, I've had my share of running to the local supermarket at
Oh,
the
yeah.
last minute, and what
Every
people
2
don't
seconds.
understand though
Yeah.
is we don't buy like normal people buy.
correct.
You know, we buy bulk, we buy
Correct.
large amounts. So
Correct.
I remember one place I needed eggs because the eggs we had that came in
Yeah.
were bad.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And we didn't know that. It was the whole case, and we started breaking them open. And it's like, these are no good.
Oh, wow.
So I had to go to a local grocery store.
And buy out all their egg
I had
supply.
about 40 dozen. Yeah, I had to buy
Yeah.
the whole thing,
Yeah.
load my whole cart up.
Yeah.
And the cashier looked at me like, "What are you doing?"
What do you make
I
it?
did that too. I remember, I was buying milk in a local shop, and everybody was selling me a full carton of
A
milk.
full carton of milk.
And the
Yeah,
people
like, why
look
is
at
he
me
buying so
like,
much milk?
Yeah.
I feel
Does he know
bad,
something we don't know?
And believe me, we hate doing that because
Yeah, because you take
we're paying retail.
and you pay retail, and you're taking people's
Yeah.
Look at it.
But again, for the customer, you can't,
Yeah, you can't.
they can't pay for our mistake.
Correct,
Exactly.
100%,
That's the thing.
and they don't.
Exactly.
No. Sometimes, like I said, we have to pay extra.
Yep.
Unfortunately, and that happens with avocados. When we have to pay double for avocado, we have to run out because avocados, were like not.
Yeah, they will.
Right.
Everyone, how sometimes you buy them and you open them and they're not good, and you're like cutting and that.
But
in
you
the
can't
bin,
tell.
Cutting in the bin.
And there was
cutting
no
in-
way of
It is-
knowing.
Well,
Yeah.
you can't
Yeah.
see inside an avocado.
Exactly.
You didn't grow.
Exactly.
It's like steaks, and the thing people say, "Oh, this steak is fatty." I didn't grow the cow. I'm sorry. I could get you another steak,
Oh, the
but
yogurt, like.
oh, I'm never
nowadays,
coming
you
back.
gotta
I'm
go-
like, but again, I didn't grow the cow. I
Yeah.
can't control.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
that's what people don't understand. Like
Yeah.
when you don't see it, you don't see that until you start opening. And when
Yeah.
you're opening, you're like, oh my
Like
god.
you with those eggs. Once you start cracking open eggs, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
what's going on
Oh
here?
my goodness, yes.
No, another one I remember. I ended up making mayonnaise. I had to make mayonnaise because when we buy mayonnaise and we buy in bulk, sometimes we use an off-brand.
Yep.
So I had to buy a lot of mayonnaise. So I went in, and all they had was Hellmann's, and I needed a lot of it. And
Which
I'm
is-
like,
which is
I
like a
am
real
not-
The
big
individual
name brand.
one
yeah, I'm
is-
like, and the
The big
price
one,
and
yeah.
the price, So I ended up buying oil.
Yeah.
And make my own. I made my own in a 5-gallon
made
bucket.
that, yeah.
I had the electric mixer.
The
Yeah,
electric mixer, because
And-
you can't.
and made
I've
my
only
own.
made small quantities of my own mayonnaise, and it takes forever. And it's
Yeah.
like,
but
because
I
you've gotta
ended
do
up doing it
properly.
because I'm like, I am not. If I buy that much mayo, this whole party that we were having was going to be a loss, and because of the mayo. And
Yeah.
I'm like, so I was, no, I'm making it.
Yeah, and they're the things that people that aren't in hospitality would never ever understand. And all of that craziness is happening behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah.
But out the front, everybody's getting their food. Everything's calm.
Exactly.
And it's the quality's the same. They don't notice
Right.
the quality.
Yeah.
That there's nothing different for them.
Yeah.
That's a huge effort.
It is, and
It
can't.
really
And you've got to
is.
keep smiling
Yeah.
even when you know
Yes.
it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, to keep
Yeah, but that's what being a mom and pop is all about.
It is.
That level of dedication, love, caring, whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it.
Commitment.
Oh, super
Yeah.
commitment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
you don't want anyone to walk away disappointed. You don't. That's
No,
not
you
the
don't.
aim of what you do. That's
They
the
had it at the
most.
beginning.
That's the
remember?
most telling thing for us is that we want people to go away smiling, that they're
Smiling.
happy,
Yeah.
and that they come
and
back.
tell others.
Yeah, and they tell others. Yeah,
Yes.
and they come back.
At the beginning, you know, we had like, you know, like floors, you know, like with the people.
Yeah,
we
because
so many people coming in, and we couldn't handle. It was three of us, I remember at that stage, and it's just
to know how to gear up for your staffing.
And now, you know, it's a different story. Now we're gonna. But I remember everybody coming in same time. So you got 40 people at the same time, and it's like how you handle it.
Oh my goodness. How am I going to do this?
Correct.
Yeah.
And the panic, you know, goes over you, and it's like cat goes to move.
Catherine's the calm person, and Daddy's like the panic-stricken person.
Yeah.
But I think he's just realised that.
I mean, now I'm fine, but there was I used to say, I'm sorry. She goes, stop saying sorry.
Yeah, no, don't be sorry.
But I feel bad because they're sitting waiting, and I'm like, oh my god.
And my big thing was, if
caring.
you want fast food, you go to a fast food place and
Right.
you don't wait.
Exactly.
You want restaurant quality, or you want
Yeah, but there people walked out because they didn't want to wait.
well, because they were used to something different. Now they've been re-educated about what Byte and Coffee is about. Which is, we're not fast food.
Right.
We're a place to come in, sit down, enjoy people's company.
That's what it is.
Yeah, we don't microwave.
No, this is like visiting family.
Correct.
You know, it doesn't have to be grandma. It doesn't have to be Nona. It could just be, you know, going to see my cousin, my aunt,
Yeah.
you know, my sister, whatever. But this is the vibe that I got when I walked in the
Yeah.
room.
That's
And you
all right.
guys create beautifully.
Thank you, because
Thank
that
you.
was the aim, to have that vibe where you feel like you've gone home.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
This
Thank
is
you.
always, I said to back in Australia, I said, I want something cozy, warm, something, and we worked on it together. I kind of give Catherine vision what I want,
Yeah.
and
she creates it.
And she's helping me to create it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we kind of created even better than what I would visualize, right? Because this is my dream. And she said, "Yeah, who's gonna cook?" And I'm like, "We'll hire someone."
And we're still laughing about that.
So you're looking at it. But thank you so much for popping in.
Oh, I'm telling you, we have to tell
So,
people where you are,
Yeah,
where you're located.
Give us hours. And
Yes.
Okay, great. Our address is 2424 North Federal Highway, Lighthouse Point.
And what is the name of the shopping plaza?
This is the Shops of Beacon Lights.
Okay.
So this is the plaza. There's multiple restaurants here, so you can enjoy other restaurants if you come in for food.
And if you're looking for clothes,
You can go down to Dazzle's or Body and Soul, so you can visit them and say we sent you along, and then come back for coffee after you've done your shopping,
there you go.
or something to eat because you'll be tired and you want something to eat.
Don't forget to drink.
Something to drink. We're open weekdays. 7:00 is our opening time. Weekends we open at 8. We finish Tuesday and Friday and Saturday late, so 9:00ish. But if the place is full, then we stay open till everyone wants to go home.
Awesome.
We also have live music occasionally, but if you go to our website, which is www.bytencoffee, so BYTEN for November coffee.com, you'll see our events page and you'll see the events because we post them there. So you can keep up to date. We also post on our Instagram and we post on our Facebook for upcoming events. So that's the best place to look out for anything new that we're doing, or anything old that we're repeating. So you can come along for that. Our phone number, if you want to come in and you want to order something or want to check to see if anything's available, or to book a table, because sometimes we have people that say, I've got 10 people, can
Or
we
the back
book a
room.
table or book a back room? You need to call us on 954-270 8811. I went blank for a minute. Not a good thing. So again, 954-270-8811. So you can book a table and you can give us the time you want to come in and we can put a reserved table aside for you.
Excellent.
Because sometimes you have larger groups that want to come in for breakfast, so the whole family, mum and dad and aunt and uncle from up the road,
Oh, I love
and
it.
so they want a whole table, make sure they've got seating for everyone.
Or if they want to do high tea.
Yeah, we can do high tea. That needs to be pre-arranged because we need to prepare the boards and everything for you. So you can call in and we can do that.
I'm drawing a blank because they all know what this is, but I don't. High tea?
It's a girl thing.
That's it. But you can bring your husband along if you like.
And your hat.
Definitely.
Yes, according.
That's Alex.
Hi.
How you doing?
And Alex is a barber up
Come
the
this
road.
way.
Come over here
This
and
way.
say hello, Alex.
Say hello to the
Part of the community.
Hey,
And if you
guys.
need a good haircut, you need to go see Alex at the
Or
barber.
shave.
Or a shave.
Looks like a needle, right?
So Alex is up the road.
Alright. I guess happy 4th of July.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. As you can see, we're very community minded here, and so everyone pops in.
Best coffee shop in
Where-
Lighthouse.
Absolutely.
Lean a little bit. Let them know where you're located.
Where are you located?
Yeah.
So we are right a couple doors down, same plaza, right next to UPS store. Been here for 24 years. Beacon Light Barber and Salon. We do amazing haircuts for kids, senior citizens.
Veterans.
Bald guys.
You do
Veterans.
veterans
Yeah,
I was just
too.
going to say, people
Bald
with without
guys.
hair.
Of course, long hair, short hair. So everybody comes to us, and
then you send them here to us for coffee.
coffee is the best here. Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that's definitely
Thanks, Alex.
the best coffee shop in the community. Best food, breakfast. Everybody comes here, and we get a lot of great feedback, and they come here as well. So.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
all coffee
Yes.
connoisseurs are welcome to Byte and Coffee. Don't look any further. They are doing a great job, and yeah.
And
So it's
Very good.
yeah. Keep
Thank
doing
you.
what you're doing, and we
Thank
need
you.
more coffee shops just like this.
But as I
guess
said,
we're
this is
July
about the
and the same,
community
right?
here. This
fun
is
coffee
what
shop.
we love about our community.
Yeah.
That we've fostered those relationships with
Right.
all the store owners here.
And that's what he said. Community owner involvement. That's
Yeah.
what it's
Yeah.
about.
And that's
Yeah.
that's kind of the Aussie, because people ask us always, what's the Aussie difference? And for us, it's that community that's building those relationships with everyone here.
Right.
That's exactly the same in Australia.
Yeah.
Where we lived. Every store, whatever that was our strip,
In our strip.
we all, my cousin was shop in a local boutique, all everybody were involved. People would ask me to come to help with the computers, all the businesses, and I would do stuff, buy stuff from them. It was just wonderful.
Yeah, and as you saw, he's just walked in, he's finished work.
Yeah, I was just gonna say some people pay to have people in the show. Somebody was just walking by. We're closed. We've been closed a little while.
Yeah.
Doors open. Gentleman walked in, and here you go.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah.
And they will do that. Sometimes the guys at the barber shop or any of the stores, they finish work, they'll pop in if we're still here. If the door's open, even if it says closed, they'll pop in. They're like, is it too late to grab a coffee? And if we haven't cleaned the machine, we're like, no. And we make a coffee. We sit and have a chat. Ask them how their day was. Ask
Like
them how their
4th of July
family is.
tomorrow we open till because people ask us because nothing around open. And so Christmas Day we usually open, Easter
Yeah.
we open in the
We're
morning.
in the morning only, so
Yeah.
because there's a lot of people in the community that have nowhere to go.
Right.
Exactly.
Have no
Yes.
families.
Oh my
Have no
goodness.
family.
Again, another group that everyone's forgotten about.
Yeah.
Yeah, have
Exactly.
nowhere to
Another
go. They're lonely. They're stuck at home, and so we open in the mornings, and they've got somewhere to go and experience Christmas with other people,
Right.
rather than being isolated and home on their own.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of our friends said to us, "Are you crazy? Take time off." Like, I'm like, "No, we gotta because."
This is your This is your family now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is. I mean, we have people that have no family, and we know them
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
So they're happy. They're like, "Oh, you're gonna be open." So for them, it's a fresh, fresh,
A breath of fresh air.
fresh.
That's what you're trying to say.
That's it.
So you just have to think about those people.
Right.
We got homeless people coming here, so we try to help them too, because they have no one either. So that day, Christmas Day, It's about community. It doesn't matter who it is.
Peace, happiness, just sharing
And we
something
do
with
care
others.
and we do help them, like, so they come, they have no money, go feed them, like, and make sure, we did it last Christmas.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it again because for the people that especially have no money.
Right. I mean, when I got into this, before it was fashionable, before Ramsey and Emerald,
Oh, yeah.
and it wasn't considered a glamorous job back
No,
then.
it was a tough job.
And it was a very tough job, and I remember
Ungrateful job.
ungrateful. Yes, and we had a German chef. I remember this in culinary school, and said, "You're going to give up your weekends. You're going to give up your holidays.
Correct.
You're going to give up your family.
Yep.
You're married to this
the
profession.
business, yeah.
If this isn't for you, there's the door."
Correct.
And it's true. I learned, and my whole family knows not to expect me on holidays, not to expect to see my face on holidays. And they've even gone to where they adjusted the dates in
To
times.
accommodate.
Like we have
Yes.
Thanksgiving a different time,
Yes.
Christmas a different time for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's because, again, like I said, this is your family. And you
Yeah.
said those people, they look forward to
They
seeing you.
expect, they expect
know.
that they're gonna be open this day.
Yeah.
And they're happy. So like even tomorrow, like I said to SSI, he was like so excited because we're gonna be open tomorrow morning.
Yeah, because he comes in every day for coffee, maybe twice a day sometimes.
So,
So,
you got people that know about it, and I said,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll be open till 1. Pop in, okay?
Yeah.
So,
And the big plus, we live in the area, so it only takes us 3 minutes to get here.
that's a plus.
That's a bonus.
That's a plus.
That's a
Yes,
bonus.
That's a plus.
Huge plus.
That's a huge plus.
Yep.
Yes.
And that was originally we moved in here, and then I was standing in this place. I've been in different places, but I was standing in front of this door probably for 4 months before deciding what to open, and I'm like, no. I was coming back, and eventually I said to catch that finish, stick with this place.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
You allow the place to come to you and
Yeah.
talk to you. And that's what you
Yeah.
did.
yeah.
Came here, it
months.
talked to you.
Yeah.
And you could see it growing. You could
Because
see
you-
what you could do. And
Yeah, the big part was that room existed, and we wanted 2 rooms. Okay, I needed a room, like, oh my God, this is just perfect for us, perfect. But I needed to catch it to visualize everything, to see if possible to create what we want to create. And so we.
you guys have done an
No,
awesome
we love
job.
it. We love it. It's like our baby.
Oh, yeah.
And go outside. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so proud of us.
It hasn't taken 9 months for no reason at all.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's your baby.
It is. Yeah,
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
It's our child.
Yeah, beautiful. Just a beautiful
And
child.
people feel
Thank
good
you.
here. They come in, they enjoy themselves, and also we have any sports, like so right now we're watching UFA, sport. The World Cup will be in a couple of years. We're watching the American Cup. Any sport, people want to watch hockey.
Sure.
We have everything here.
Yeah, now we have that cup too.
Yeah, and people come. The boys come here nighttime. Are you closing? I'm like, yeah, Papi, I'll have a beer and watch the hockey. And I'm like, yeah, no problem.
Why not?
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah, and that's how you build a community.
Yes.
Because for a while people asking me, when are you going to put sport? When are you going to put sport channels? I'm like, all right, I'll sit down one day, sign up. Now we got all the sport channels.
All in time.
All
All
in
in
time,
due
yeah.
time, yeah.
Everything in due time.
Everything grows organically, gets
100%.
bigger and better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I remember somebody said to me, oh, you can get 100,000 those followers, Instagram. I'm like, no. We're gonna do natural.
One by one.
We're not gonna do this because it is not normal. We don't know who those people are. I want us to grow organically, and country knows me. Especially like being IT, like I said, everything has to be natural.
Yeah.
People, you need to know those people. Those people that follow you.
And they need to know you.
Well,
need to
that's
know you.
something totally different. But much like us, she'll tell you,
Yeah.
we are organic. When we look at our numbers,
Very
we're organic.
important.
We don't have 100,000 million
But
followers.
that's not because it's not your followers.
Right, but we know our followers are in Broward County.
Yep.
90-something% of them are in Broward County. They're real. I can contact each and every one of them.
Yeah.
I DM
That's
them
the
or
whole
whatever,
idea.
Yeah.
and they know us, they follow us, and that's the whole thing about being organic. And
100%.
that whole social media thing we talked about earlier is,
It's
you know,
organic.
you having 100,000 followers here, what does that do for people coming through the door?
Correct.
You want 100,000 people coming through the door.
Correct.
Followers don't pay the bills.
100%. I agree with you.
You know?
And this is what I said. I remember this. Somebody influencer. She goes, "Oh, I can give you 100,000 followers." I said, "What am I gonna do with them?" I was like, "That's souls, you
You're
know."
doing, yeah.
What am I
Or
doing?
likes. We're gonna get you 100,000 likes.
I don't know those
Then what do I
people.
do?
Somewhere in Miami. I don't
Yeah.
know those people.
No.
I don't know who they are. I don't know the interest in
Yeah.
what is it for me? You know, like those people, they have no interest in my business because they're just gonna be on my picture and a paper. No, not interested.
No.
You get that on email all the time. You know, like I want a real people, and I want the people love us, not because
Right.
we don't even ask if people ever put review. Never. If they put review, good. They won't put review. Somebody said to me one day, "Why don't you ask?" I'm like, no. I'm not gonna force people to do this. They want to put review. They want to put review.
Yeah.
Well, one of my things with the influencers we talked about is once you pay for a review, it's not a review.
It's not a
It's an
review.
advertisement.
100%.
It's a whole different
It's a whole
ballpark.
different
Different
thing.
story.
You
Yes.
label it something
Right,
different.
right,
Yeah, if you're paying for it in any way, shape, or form, it's an ad.
right.
Exactly.
Yeah. No. It's against everything. You know, to me, you know what? It's a hard work, and you grow slowly.
Right.
You don't rush anywhere. Perfect as it is. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
So here you go.
do you have anything else that you wanted to tell everybody about you guys so that
I
we
spilled my
can
guts already.
wrap this up?
Did you want to talk about your computers at all?
Yeah, like I'm in the computers now. You know, I'm ready to get back to the work.
On expanding that side of our business?
Spain, yeah. We do a lot of things. We don't do any more screen repair.
We don't do phones.
We don't do phones. It's a pure computer repair. In terms of, you know, if you have a software issue, hardware issue, and anything regarding cybersecurity, maybe some part of programming. We do a lot of software related issue or like viruses, infections, data recovery, things like that. Yeah, we are involved. But
Website development,
website development, yes.
app development.
Yeah, app development, you know, it depends, you know, like we've been doing that in Australia, you know, if something interesting, you know, like, yes, we're definitely always happy to jump in, right?
Discuss it.
Discuss it, yeah.
Over coffee.
Over coffee.
Over
definitely.
coffee, not over beer.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got the light in your
I know, yeah. That's why I'm starting to lean over now.
Starting to lean over near Doris.
Yeah. I had coffee, not beer.
You're leaning now so it's not in your eyes.
but yeah, so
Yeah, so I guess we're gonna wrap this up. Come on down.
come on down and as it
Visit
says
these
in the front,
guys.
enjoy the
Come on
Aussie
down
difference.
with
Yes.
Chef Daniel and Doris.
Thank you.
And so they're gonna invite you to sit at the table with them. And have something to eat together.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh,
Thank
and
you.
I guess the last thing is there's no problem with parking here.
Oh, you got plenty of parking.
Right.
Yeah, that's something we haven't talked
Yes.
about. There's plenty of parking, so
Plenty of parking.
it's not
Yep.
difficult to find somewhere to
Except
park.
Wednesday night. Because Sicily Norman has a party office. That's a joke. There's lots of parking, guys.
Yeah.
Lots of parking.
Thank
And we have a lot of good restaurants like Sicily Norman, Manta, Feta Republic, Lighthouse, Thai Sushi,
Fish Shack.
Fish Shack. Yeah, what else?
Good variety. It's a
Yeah,
good
and juice
variety.
bar.
Yeah.
So we got plenty of
Yep.
good choices here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
Yeah. We also have
great,
Chinese.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. As always, enjoy, and we'll see you there. Bye.
Bye. And thanks again, you guys.
thank you.
Thank you.